Cheerio. So this is a tough one. I try to bring a little light, add some humor to murder, which is a terrible situation. This is Piper right here. She's the kitty that I found at the golf course. I'm going to talk about this Emmanuel Haro. One of my viewers asked me to cover this case, and I'm so sorry, I do not remember who you are. But they asked me to cover this case before either parent was arrested. And she said that it's only being talked about on the West Coast, which it was, and there's something fishy about this. And she was absolutely correct. So these people live in a town called Cabazon. The population is 2,000. Remember, my parents lived in a town of 600, and then the next closest big town was 2,500, and that was a tiny town. So 2,000. What are you doing? I should pick her up and let you see her. She'd freak out on me. I'll just try to see. That Piper. Hey, Pipes. Look this way. She's looking at me behind her head. She's actually quite attractive. And not too many people know about her younger days living on the streets. We try to keep that a little secret. There she is. Hey, Pipes. Pipe, there you get to see her. Okay, so tiny town. What I read about it, apparently it has some big shopping, lots of shopping or something, which doesn't make a lot of sense. It stated the town was in the middle of the desert with a lot of shopping stores. So, but that's true. The census, I looked at the census, and the population's going down and down. So people don't live in the town, they just go to the town to shop in the stores. Okay, so these people have been arrested. Sorry, Emmanuel. He was 7 months old. Rest in peace. Dad's 32. Rebecca's 41. So he was going after the cougar, and she's not that much of a cougar. But Dad, 2 years ago. Okay, so this is a 7-month-old child, and it takes 9 months to get pregnant. So if you do the math, it's going to get better. He spent 6 months in jail. So if you do under a year, you can stay at the county jail. You don't have to go off to prison. So this man was arrested, spent his 6 months in jail, and for the most part hooked up with old Rebecca and knocked her right up. What the hell? You know why he spent his 6 months in jail? For severe child abuse with his last girlfriend's baby. And I do not believe it was his baby, because they never referred to that. And that baby was only 2 years old. So this guy gets around, and the women he's getting around with seem to also get around. What's a baby daddy? But the child, the 2-year-old child, the first child that he only beat, gratefully. Well, I have mixed emotions about that. I'm sorry, but oh, goodness. You know where Bella and Cece went up in God's beautiful heaven? Well, had he taken that child all the way, they would be in the same place. And this world isn't great, and especially right now. Half these women are they're starting OnlyFans. Okay, don't get me started on that. Walking around naked. J-Lo, I couldn't name a J-Lo song, but she's practically performing sexual relations on stage. She's only doing this in Spain and stuff because she can't sell out a concert here. But she's half naked. Girl, you're 55, 56 years old. You've been married a few times. Put some damn clothes on. Don't be so desperate. Okay, I've gone on a tangent. So what he did to that other child, I believe he broke both of her legs, broke one of her arms. And this is a 2-year-old child, so not very large. 2 years old. And he did all that damage. So imagine what other damage he did. I'm sure she had some internal injuries. So I do not know, and I did not read if this child will be disabled for life. Now, to his current child that he murdered, I'm sorry, to the current child that was murdered, Emmanuel, he was 7 months old. He was disabled. There's only one photo of him that I've seen in the multiple stories. You know, Daily Mail's covering it. Multiple stories I've read about, and he has one eye going this way and one eye going this way. It didn't say what his disability is. So her story, Rebecca, Cougar, Rebecca, she was shopping at the Big Lots. And I think that's a store where they buy other stores, other overstocks and things, so you can get discounts. And just by luck, she was parked in the back of the store, not in the front where all the other people park, you know, the parking lot. And she was attacked, lost consciousness, woke up. She had a black eye, and her baby was missing. So, you know, call the police. I've been attacked, and my 7-month-old baby is missing. Well, one of the first things she does is say to the police, well, obviously there are cameras here, so we'll be able to find out who took the baby. And what do you know? There were no cameras. Like, this woman had no idea there were no cameras. Again, she parked her car with her baby and had planned on walking all the way around to the front of the store. And this is a big store, Big Lots, big store. It's big like a Walmart. And so I wonder if she had a stroller in the car, because you're not going to walk around with a 7-month-old in your arm, and you can't put your 7-month-old, you know, in the push carts. He can't sit up by himself. So I believe the police were suspicious from the get-go. She was telling multiple different stories. Well, days and days and days have passed, and that's why my viewer, I'm so sorry, I don't remember your name. And I really am. Sorry I don't remember your name. The shout-out's always fun. The police were able to find surveillance of her in these days in the days prior to the baby being reported missing, where she's out shopping all by her lonesome. And the husband, Jake, who's 32, the one who almost killed his last girlfriend's child, is working. So if she's out shopping, Rebecca, the cougar, Emmanuel has to be with her. So both parents finally get arrested. Emmanuel's dead. I can't remember if they found his body or not. Brain injury, although I can't use that excuse much longer. And both parents are being represented by one attorney, and it turns out that's the attorney who represented Jake when he almost killed the previous girlfriend's baby. Now, Emmanuel is Jake's baby, so they're baby mama, baby daddy together in a unit. I don't know what that has to be called, something, you know, united baby, I don't know. So Jake turns and he flips and starts yapping to police. You know why? Because he's facing the death penalty. Because, pardon me, they're charging these people, with malice murder. And when you have malice, you face the death penalty. Now, never mind that in California, they have so many people on death row that they're not in single cells. They're in dormitories with bunks. They play cards up on the top floor at San Quentin. It's got a nice netted roof. It rarely rains in California. So they sit out in the fresh air all day. You know, Scott Peterson's up there. So, I mean, I guess death row stinks. You know you're never going to die. They're never going to put you to death. And you may end up like the Menendez brothers and being up for parole. And I should do a quick video about that. You know, they were both denied parole simply because of their prison behavior. And you know what? They thought they were never, ever getting out. So what do they care what their report card says? And I get that, but just don't act like a jerk. But Jake has spent 6 months in the county jail, and he does not want to go spend life, and especially at San Quentin, God bless you, at San Quentin on death row. So he starts yip-yapping. Well, it turns out Emmanuel had been executed. I don't know what I'm allowed to say. His life had been ended 9 days prior to Rebecca reporting the kidnapping. Pure speculation on my part. You know, Rebecca's home all day. It's very, very easy to get frustrated with a baby. It's probably easier to get frustrated with a baby that has a disability. You know, I've never personally gone through that. I don't know any friends who've gone through that, but I suspect it is. Hey, wow, she's still here. Pipe's been here for the whole filming. Let's put her, I'll have a co-star. But my guess is Rebecca got frustrated and either shook him or put him down too hard. I'm guessing she probably didn't mean to end his life. And God forbid that happen. Oh, of course, I put her on screen and she's all shy now. Now she's leaving. And you pick up the telephone and you call 911 and you say, I accidentally just killed my child. Get over here right now. And I almost guarantee the prosecutor works out a deal with you. You know, I have no idea and I'm no attorney. You know, Meredith the attorney's 2 cents. But again, that's what I'm guessing happened. We obviously will find out. Before the husband flipped, I don't know if they're married or not legally, before Jake, the cougar lover, flipped, they were talking to both parents, and Rebecca was saying, absolutely not. Jake, the cougar lover, would never hurt our child. He's the sweetest, kindest man. There's not a chance in heck he would hurt our child. Meanwhile, right before they either met or they decided to procreate, he had just served 6 months in jail. Oh my goodness. Some people live on different planets. Okay, if you're still watching right now, I'm completely shocked. Different subject. I am going to pump out an Adelson Day 4 video later, so I'll be wearing my same shirt. Look at that. X sent me a shirt because of my post and things like that. Isn't that weird? I had to put a picture of myself on X to show my support for the X shop. And when my boy took the photo of me wearing that sweatshirt, he said, smile like you're getting paid for it. Because you are. That's pretty cute. Okay, again, if you're watching, I'm shocked. Take care. God bless you. God bless this America. And toodaloo.